All right. Good evening, everyone. Hey, we're still doing spring tournament. It's Final Fantasy Randomizer. We're here on Speed Gaming number 3, hanging out. It's me, Gregory Puff, with Dangwoo. Dangwoo, how you doing today?
Hey, it's me. Not too bad, Gregory. It's the Gregory Woo comes again. We're back at it. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Dude, I am super stoked about this. No audio issues this time here on Speed Gaming, so that makes me very happy that I can just go in with my whole setup here. We have Duskplume, as you can see, Duskplume here on the left side. We have their ranking, their standing so far, which is 1 and 0. Guda's actually 2 and 0. So both of these runners are undefeated in their pods, and that's pretty exciting by itself. Like, that's super exciting by itself. Don't even get me started on the implications of the fact that Guda was our first Duck Derby winner and Duskplume was our runner-up to our most recent Duck Derby. But I can't even talk about that right now because these runners are about to get started in about 1 second.
It's like you knew. How'd you know?
Well, Duskplume had the... Are you asking that for real? All right, anyways, let's go on ahead. What do we got here? We got Cure 2. All right, awesome. We got Nuke. Do you re-roll for, like, red mages at this point because you have Nuke at level 1?
I mean, you could.
Probably.
I mean, you could. Okay, so the red mage gets Thief and Luck bonus or growth plus 30 HP and no strength. I guess?
I mean, you could go totally classic strats here and just roll like 4 red mages and just nuke your way through the entire seed. I don't know if it would work here with the extra HP on bosses, but it's something you could think about doing.
You could do black belts or black mages because they get black belt vitality, red mage armor, and their only malice is a minus 20 HP at the start. And there's our first loose.
Oh, I missed it. What was it?
It was the cube.
It was the cube, so that's required, and that's in that top left chest there. Yeah, there it is, right there. Duskplume picks up as well.
See, I think maybe the black mage, if you're gonna do it, is probably a little bit better than the red mage.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the extra vitality and stuff, that it might actually outgrow it. You know, and you just cast a bunch of nukes and stuff like that. I could see it.
Yeah. It's definitely classic strats here. Guda getting out of here, going to go on ahead and save before taking on Garland. I like that play because, you never know if Garland's going to do something dumb like just start breaking out nukes of his own. I do want to go on ahead and thank Speed Gaming 5 and 6 for rating us. So we got 18 and 30. That's just more people to hang out with us while we do Final Fantasy Randomizer things. We are literally at the very beginning of our match here on Spring Tournament 2022. It is Guda taking on Duskplume, our first Duck Derby winner, versus our most recent Duck Derby runner-up. Both runners are undefeated in our Spring Tournament. They are in Pod J. It's pretty hype. I'm very excited to be here. I hope you guys are excited to be here as well. Oh, so Not Young Me is saying that Duskplume is 2-0, so that means Guda's 1-0. That makes more sense. That's what I thought, but I was just going off the thing up here. So yes, thank you. Thank you, Not Young Me. We'll just have to keep correcting that. Duskplume actually 2-0. Guda is 1-0. Yes. Regardless, they're both undefeated out of their pods. And that's crazy. Guda was the first to kill Garland, but Duskplume already out of the Canaria area. And what do we have? We have the canoe, we got a ruby, we got a cube. Life is pretty good so far. Oh my god, second loose already. So one thing I will say is this kind of benefits Guda here because he brought the black belt. What do you think about that?
Greg, it's like we're teammates or something. It's the same thing I was gonna say. I'm like, 2 instant loose items and we have a black belt. If you're Duskplume, do you re-roll and go like black belt, black mages or something and just try and catch up with that time wasted by just nuking everything and then leveling up that black belt?
It's definitely not a bad idea. to do that. Just, I mean, because at this point you're only 3.5 minutes in. You don't need anything else. You know, you need nukes to kill things, and you need a way to get your black belt on board with things. And unfortunately for Duskplume, they really don't need to open any more chests, but they kind of need to, because they have the fighter and they're going to need weapons to put in that fighter's hands. Whereas Guda has both loose items, doesn't need to open another chest in the entire game, and just needs to get that black belt up to a level of some kind, whether it be 32 or 42, depending on what Guda decides to do here.
Right. And I guess the one thing, though, so the one cool thing, or thing that kind of gives Duskplume kind of a chance to stay in here is we've added 2 weapons into endgame weapons. The fighter can equip the katana now, so that's adding 2 more weapons we can use for endgame, which means we could possibly find endgame weapons a little bit easier or quicker, and make up that difference of the black belt can now just grind and go. And we didn't talk to Vicky the pirate there, did we? That's kind of terrifying.
Who didn't talk to Vicky?
Guda.
Was that Guda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Duskplume did.
I think he's doing a shout out to me.
I assume. Oh, he is. Okay,
He is.
This guy.
This guy's a troll. I
Yeah,
like it.
totally memeing. Look at these two in the end at the same time. We're 5 minutes in. They're both going to go to Ice Cave. I don't mind this play. I totally miss black magic spells. Do we have warp right now? Do we have exit? Or these guys? Oh no, Guda going for a pop grind. What?
I'm not sure. Like, is this an old school versus new school? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Really?
Wow. Is that off the hard reset?
Yeah,
Am
I think
missing
so.
something?
Okay, but how big's the Tyro?
I mean,
It doesn't
Tyros
hit
are-
hard. Okay,
Okay,
it's
that's a dead
87.
thief.
It hits hard enough.
I mean, you want dead thieves if you're trying to get the black belt on board, but it's already soaked up 2 nukes. Third nuke takes it down, and already level 8 across. And really, at this point, he knows he's got a black belt. He needs that black mage because of the nukes. I don't think he needs any more party members.
Oh no, it wasn't off the hard reset.
Okay.
It looked like it was down apparently.
Well, the wyverns have somewhere between 110 and 270 HP. So yeah.
No worries. Easy. I mean that wasn't a bad experience. 3,000 for 4 wyverns.
Yeah. Just probably checking out the whole encounter table here just to see what's going on. The encounter rate is 1 encounter less than the original game. No, sorry. It's 3 encounters less than the original game on the overworld, and 1 encounter less than the original game in dungeons. But man, these Tyros. Okay. I guess just the nukes needed to do nuke things. Because took that down, throws the house down. I think that was a hard reset. Let's see what goes on here.
Yeah, it's the hard reset.
Wow, this is like, I would never have thought to pop grind here, but it kind of makes sense when you're trying to get early levels. And
I mean, you just don't see it nowadays anymore. Because, Marsh Cave's not always required. You're not looking for money and stuff like that, that badly.
mm-hmm.
But we found so many early or key items. It's and the fact that it's a wyverns into Tyros, which is what 6,000 experience between 2 encounters.
Yeah, and then once you get that black belt, even to 21, you can kind of like move on, do some other things, and then eventually go to the desert and potentially make a T-Rex grind or whatever grind you end up finding later on, even more viable. Duskplume did go on ahead and head down to Crescent Lake, picked up a crystal from the sages, and is now doing an overworld grind, but on Peds, which the Peds aren't going to be as good as what Guda's doing right now, but it's still going to be pretty good EXP for the early game. and keeps his party moving along. And that makes sense for his party because, well, he's running a fighter party. He's not doing a static grind the way Guda's going to want to do a static grind. He's going to want to go on ahead, maybe get a couple of early levels, and then move it along here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the fighter party basically makes use of the fact that the fighter's got armor, and it's got weapons, which is a little more useful in the early game. So you want to be able to use that stuff to, clear the dungeons.
Yeah.
And like for Guda, on the other hand, this makes sense because, well, Operation Get That Black Belt up and running. So if we do find a grind, we don't have to waste any more time.
Yeah, I want to go on ahead and throw it out there for speed gaming, going on ahead and updating our standings for each of these runners. Duskplume, they have 2-0. Guda, he's 1-0. They're both in the same pod, the J pod. Shockingly, both of these runners have defeated another runner named Jay Scheidel. And Duskplume has a win over their other podmate, FM Angel. So that's where we are right now. They are the two top seeds in their pods. Duskplume, the top seed of the pod. Again, I have already mentioned this before, but I feel like it's worth mentioning a ton. Duskplume, a runner-up in our most recent Duck Derby. Guda was our first ever Duckling Derby winner. And so it's kind of like a vet versus newer player, but they're both kind of newish thing. Taking on each other here, and they're both trying to stay undefeated going into the bracket stages. So, I mean, this is pretty exciting, and we get to see two different strats go on here as Guda's running the black belt strat, and Duskplume, they are running a fighter comp.
So one thing I want to ask you here, because, you are known as the one that plays a lot of black belt.
Mm-hmm.
One of the malices for the black belt is no ribbon.
Yep.
I
was going to say that is a non-anything. It would be the only time I would say non-ribbon would be a factor is if you're trying to grind an eye with a scary insta-death and you already have found a ribbon. Like, let's say, for instance, you run into an eye and you're like, cool, I want to grind this thing. But the eye has, rub or something like that. At that point, yes, you would want to be able to equip that ribbon so that the eye can't land rub on you and kill you in the middle of your grind. Outside of that, the ribbon, once you get your black belt to level 42 and he's got like absurd MDef, it doesn't really matter that much.
Well, and that kind of goes with the question, though. We've seen a lot of runners try and go at 32 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of need ribbon then, right? Because you need the armor and stuff.
Ooh, I want to go on ahead and point out Duskplume with a huge pickup. And it's huge in the sense that it is definitely an in-game weapon. We got an XCal -2 out of one of those chests there in Ice Cave. So, I mean, we find a tail. We're pretty much good to go into Topher as long as chaos isn't too crazy. And remember, our incentive items, we have a ruse stick, which is basic. Any sort of item it's basically a defense sword is incentivized, and a saber bonk, which again is kind of like having a power bonk in the incentive pool. So a defense, power bonk already in the incentive pool. More than likely, we're going to find one of those two things since we've found both loose already. So Duskplume can maybe make something happen here at lower levels.
Yeah, the XCal is definitely good. It's very unfortunate with the -2. Obviously, it's not that hurtful towards the Excalibur, minus the fact that it's never going to crit now.
Yeah.
It was already bad as is. Now it's just never going to crit.
Yeah. Talfon pointed out that we did find a pro ring here. Another big thing pick up there. Man, that ice armor +4, that's pretty big. Ooh, and metal slimes here on the on the spike tile, on the eye tile. Yes, definitely take this. If you haven't seen any unrunnables, you may as well throw a Fire 2 shirt at him, hit him with some harms, throw some nukes, try to get a couple of early levels as well. Gouda down here in Marsh Cave, checking chests, that's a very interesting play considering you're running a black belt and loose items can't be in here anyway, but you've already found both loose, so what are we doing? And I already told Gouda we'd be making fun of him this whole race, so I'm going to question that play. Go back and watch this, Gouda. Find out why you're checking that chest. You may not have hit those cremate scorpions if you didn't check that chest.
Maybe he wants the allure of the treasure, okay? Look, he has the same issue I have. The treasure chests are amazing to open up. It's like gambling. Great.
I mean, he got tons of money just then.
It's like a
I want to go on,
game.
I want to go on ahead and just say hi to Asher1611 hanging out with us in chat. Asher was in the community when Dang and I first joined. It was the four of us. It was me, Dang, Spells out. Oh my God, the eye.
Wow.
Okay, never mind. Gouda is gonna be hanging out here for the rest of his life, I assume. But the
Pretty
four
tanky.
of us.
It's got sleep touch.
Oh my no.
The sleep touch doesn't matter anything anyways. It's like one turn, it's fine.
Yeah, what I think Gouda should do is try to find those scorpions again and kill the rest of his party off. But yeah,
go to sleep now.
Yeah.
For eternal.
Yeah, Talfon pointing out the obvious. Sleep touch is just annoying. Duskplume does make it out with the canal. Gouda finding the ship, so that's like kind of the, you know, the yin to the yang, the two puzzle pieces that get these runners out of the inner sea here is, you know, Gouda with the ship here in Marsh Cave. Duskplume's going to have to probably go to Marsh Cave to get said ship, to get out of the inner sea, to potentially check out places like, you know, ordeals for that floater, waterfall, maybe look for a vendor item in either the caravan or on rack or something like that. But Gouda's not interested in grinding eyes. He is already getting out of here. Probably knows just wanted to check that chest.
You never know. It could have been Moss, because, I mean, if you're watching that black belt, it's having a hard time killing that eye.
Yeah. Oh, Duskplume getting the tail from the crystal. Now, this is interesting. Obviously, Gouda already has the crystal, so he's more than likely going to get the tail anyway. But that's like something Gouda does not need with this party, because he is obviously grinding a black belt. That's something that Duskplume does need. He needs that tail in order to equip that Excalibur, in order to do, you know, get his fighter / knight on board.
Yeah, the tail's a huge pickup, because as soon as we get in the floater, we can get the Excalibur. And that at least gives them a fighting chance, because we've got to get through these dungeons real quick. But as you can see here, the eye is just tanky enough where it's eating up time. This could be the advantage that Duskplume needs here. You go in, you get out as fast as you can, and you make that advantage. While at an early time, like what it is right now, this grind's going to take a little bit longer just because we don't have all those key items to help the experience growth. And I mean, so if anybody will tell you, even Greg Lee has said, the eye is great for experience, but the eye is terrible for taking out your support staff, as you're seeing here. The eye just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost kind of like you want to hope that the eye has like maybe like a low-level sweeper, like maybe a Scorch or like a... Scorch or Frost or or cremate or something like that that can kind of kill the other characters off for you. Because the more battles you take, the longer it takes to get your black belt on board. I will say though, luckily Gouda took those pop battles earlier on, so now he's got a little bit more levels. I mean, Gerg, they're already at level 19, and yeah, Gouda's already trying to think like, let me see if I can find something in Marsh Cave that can kill everybody else off. That's actually pretty smart. I think he remembers that those scorpions had Scorch. He's just hoping for anything that will kill anybody off. Now, the scary part of that is, of course, if you run into something you hadn't seen yet, like maybe zombies or ghouls have, nuke or something dumb, that would be scary. And Duskplume, they are down in Marsh Cave right now. Gonna go pick up that ship and then hopefully get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing about this is just getting rid of that thief. That plus 80 agility makes them very evasive. And, there it is, finally.
The eye landing a crit there on the thief. Just got to move that black mage up into the front row, which, of course, he's going to do now. And hopefully get this grind going for reals. Yep. Duskplume down in Marsh Cave now, hanging out with Gouda. Going to try to get caught up here.
Oh, the scorpions.
Picking up all that huge money that Gouda picked up earlier.
And now the eye can't take out the black mage. It's kind of funny. There it goes. Now the grind can start. Now this is the countdown timer, I would say, is where it officially starts, because Gouda, we've just hit 21. We have 6 hits now.
Yep.
And the eye still doesn't go down in one turn. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it just depends on if he can get enough crits going. So Gouda now, if Gouda can get like over, that first hit was only 134, but then this one's like 267. So if you can get like closer to that 267 versus the 130 whatever, then 244, that's perfect. Now I imagine we're going to be one-shotting this eye pretty regularly here. And again, Duskplume, between the 2 loose right away and then seeing that eye in Marsh Cave, that would terrify me. Since we didn't draft here, you don't know what your opponent ran, and if your opponent ran a black belt, this can be like, oh no, this is not good for my chances here, because they not only have both loose items, but they're down here grinding an eye that is like really early in the game. And so here we go, only just a little over a minute, and we're already level 26, 27.
Yeah, 26, just hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a level 42 black belt that's going to speed up a lot of locations. If you go Earth Cave, everything's going to run away.
Yep.
You do ordeals, you probably could get a couple, things running away also. And you've got a level 20 black mage that's got black belt vitality, so it's not like Gouda's going to run out of spellcast or anything for any of the unrunnables. You basically have a black mage that nukes everything and a black belt that nukes the single target.
No. Duskplume remembering to translate the slab, which is always good. It's one of those things, if you get it early on, can be easy to forget. There's Exit at level 5, so we finally have our first kind of spell that can get you out of dungeons. And of course, picking up the Harm 4, because white mages, Harm 4 will do damage to any enemy in the game. And it's only a white mage if they cast Harm 4.
I don't like the fact that they put Exit in the first slot.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I get it, because you may not cast very many level 5 spells, but yeah, I always like to have it's conventional wisdom says to always have your AoE in that first little slot there. But Duskplume going to go on ahead and do the Ruby turn-in, and I assume at this point, since we have the rod, we'll go on ahead and dive Earth Cave.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, we're actually going to check more. Like, I understand it, because we don't have any ribbons. I think Duskplume's party is probably more acceptable to no ribbons, because the Knight can't have pro ring.
Yeah.
And I've never realized how exposed a Knight is without a pro ring until I tried to iron goals just before Tier 2 with Squid.
And looking over at Gurg right now, Gurg hitting level 32. Oh my gosh, Guda's done. Says he's had enough, only been grinding with the solo black belt for just under 4 minutes. I don't like this. And the reason why is because if you're gonna do it, just do it. There's no reason. You're 24 minutes into the game. There is no reason to just go on ahead and go to 42.
Yeah, especially without a ribbon. I mean,
yeah, you can't have a ribbon. You need those levels. I don't want to say this will bite him in the behind, but it could potentially bite Guda in the behind moving forward here. I did not see what Sarda gave.
Axial.
It was the Axial. Okay, good. Thank you.
I mean,
I want to go on ahead and thank our tracker, Dangwoo, here.
Who, me?
For keeping track
Oh, stop
of
it.
everything. That Dangwoo character is like really crushing it here.
Oh, I'm trying, but you're doing a great job of it. And it's a black belt seed, so we get to hear your expertise about it. And I think you and I are in the same boat. I think it's a little early, but at the same point, we're not the runners, and Guda's like, well, maybe I just got to make a play? I don't know. I wish, have some people in chat with their ideas too, because if for us it doesn't make sense, particularly, but, it's a risk. It's one of those things. It's a risk where we're not going to have the One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Ooh. And we're going to rely upon unrunnables to gain levels now? I don't know. It just seems weird.
Yeah. I have to agree as well. Rich pointing out the green snacks here in Earth Cave have Blizzard, which is slightly scary only on that first floor. I don't think green snakes show up anywhere else here. The thing that I'm kind of floored about is Duskplume checking boxes. Oh no, never mind. I think just got kind of lost there. I thought they for sure were going to go check the room down in the bottom there, which was like, what, really? But yeah, I think Duskplume really needs ribbons, if anything. And that's pretty much it. I would say Xcal -2, and if you can find a katana, fantastic. With that ice sword, or not ice sword, I'm sorry, that ice armor +4 and the iron armor +4, we're looking pretty good as far as armor is concerned.
I mean, yeah. And it's interesting here because then Guda resets out of the tail. So, I mean, it's only 5% experience. I get it.
Ooh, forgot. Wait, where's this? Oh, he hasn't been to Ice Cave yet. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Guda still has to go to Ice Cave to get the canal. Seems to be spinning wheels a little bit. Let's see what Guda decides to do here. Obviously knows it has to be Ice Cave because we found both loose already.
Well, and that's one of those things of when you've been grinding for a little while that Guda's been doing it, right? You kind of lose track of your goal, what you need to do, because you're kind of in this passive, let's just grind a very easy mob for a while, and then you're like, oh, that's right, I gotta go now.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. That definitely happens where you're, the game kind of, time stands still in the middle of a grind. And then all of a sudden, 15 minutes goes by and all of a sudden you're kind of out of focus on what you're doing, and you're like, oh crap, yeah, this is what I have. I had to turn in the herb and hadn't been to Ice Cave yet. Oh yeah, I hadn't found the canal yet to get out of the inner sea and blah 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 and so forth and so on. Duskplume realizing they don't have the key item out of Earth Cave. Good that they decided to go back down and check these last 3 chests down here.
Oh, I thought I missed it.
There it is, the herb. Speaking of it, I'm a prophet.
You are.
Clearly.
So there's the dive by Gouda going into the ice cave now.
Yep. Having some issues.
It should be relatively easy. Warp was level 5 magic, I think.
Yeah. So one thing
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Warp. It was Exit that was level 5. And Speed Gaming 4 hitting us with a raid. Oh my gosh, we are getting raided left and right here. Karant hanging out in chat. Called a race earlier today. Good to see you. I would put out your personal business there, Karant, but I'll let you decide whether I can say it or not. But I just want to say congratulations. That's all I'm going to say. Big old congratulations to you. Duskplume taking on Lich now. Nuke coming out, doing a little bit less than half the damage it could do, but that Harm 4 went out there and just wrecked Lich. Lich doing speed bump things, and Duskplume lighting up their first orb at 30 minutes.
It's not bad at all. Gouda had to redive there just from, slow unrunnables or whatever, so... I mean,
well, that's the other thing too. Is like that's what I was about to get at before I started talking about Duskplume. Is if Gouda had gotten to 42, then came here, put the black belt in the front slot, got that morale break on some things, then maybe this would be going by quicker. He's conceding time by trying to make up time by leaving at 32 instead of going to 42. So it's like,
I agree with you.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah, it's one of those things of we're not the runner, we're not in the speed running mindset, if you want to call it,
Yeah. So Duskplume picking up, so gets the herb out of Earth Cave, gets the roost stick. Now this is something that Duskplume wants to see because, again, they are running a fighter comp, and that's good for them. Gouda is not going to want to see that because of the black belt. Roost stick not going to be something that's going to be quite as important. But now I may say maybe important because he stopped at level 32. So Duskplume getting out of there with the roost stick. Going to go on ahead and head to Ordeals. Gouda still needs to get the canal out of Ice Cave so that he can get out of the inner sea, potentially turn in that turn in the ruby so we can get the Oxyale, which isn't required at this point because we know that both loose are already found, which means the floater is going to be somewhere incentivized that we can get to now. So the ruby's not even really required. And the good thing for Gouda is that Earth isn't required outside of killing Lich. I just said a lot.
I'm just going to agree with whatever you just said, and I'm going to treat it just like how we did it in our co-op. Sure.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, sounds about right. I already forgot what you said.
Yeah. Deadpool Sigma in chat hanging out with us. Derby winner from not the most recent Duck Derby, but the Duck Derby before that, now has been promoted to the Duck Derby boss. So... if you have any questions and you're brand new, you're here hanging out on Speed Gaming 3, and you're like, man, I remember Final Fantasy. I used to play that a lot when I was like a kid, or my parents played this game, or it was a game that I enjoyed, but it was too hard and whatever, and now you're seeing us doing it on Randomizer. Come check us out. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. All you got to do is find a ROM. I can't tell you where to find the ROM, but I will let you figure that out on your own. Get a ROM, go to our site, do some stuff, make Final Fantasy Randomizer a reality for yourself, and then join our Discord, which is on the Final Fantasy Randomizer website. Go to the community Discord, PM Deadpulse. That guy right there, Dead Pulse Sigma, without the Sigma. But the Dead Pulse that has the duck thing, not the new Dead Pulse that just joined the community like today, that isn't this Dead Pulse. Join that. Anyway, talk to that Dead Pulse, and he will give you all the information you need.
You want a breather there? I mean, you were talking there for a while. I mean, are you okay?
I don't know. I'm about to die.
I mean, in the entire time that you were doing that entire conversation, Gouda almost went through the entire volcano. I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah.
But basically, join FFR, you get addicted, come hang out with us. You'll float too? Oh, wait.
Yes, we all float down here.
That's right.
As Dangwoo says, Gouda checking boxes. I love it. Please, you know what? I don't hate that box checks only because it was free. And that box check was only one step. And
where's he going right now?
What I would love to see is Gouda check all the rooms in here like he's playing dab or something.
He's probably dabbing right now. I wish we had a camera right now as he did that because he knows it. He knows it tilted you. I can't wait for him to get to the what is it, Sky 4 maze, and he's gonna do something.
Oh, Carrie has Death Touch. Oh,
That's
come
fine.
on, please get that black belt. Just punch that black. Hit it and treat him like he should have.
Oh, it's a
like
temper
he should have
sword.
round that black belt to 42 instead of 32. Anyway, he made it out of that because, you know, whatever. It's fine. And
it's a temper defense sword, so that's a big pickup for Duskplume also. Because we can put that on the thief, the black mage can fast, the thief can temper, we have unlimited tempers now. The white mage can do it. Flame armor too, so now we've got ice armor and flame armor that rolled +4. Our ninja and knight are going to have really good equipment. And opal armor.
Opal armor.
The rich get richer.
Yeah.
32.
You know what, Zenobian? I don't need in here telling me the difference between 32 and 42 on Death Touch. I already knew that, sort of. But I appreciate you helping me out there, making me feel smarter.
We appreciate you, Zeno.
Yeah, we appreciate you. You know what? Zenobian, he's a keyboard cat. Always listen to Zenobian when he says things. But I still wanted Death Touch to land on his black belt because why are you leaving Marsh Cave at 32 when you could just go to 42 in like 3 more minutes? But whatever. He's doing fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Duskplume turning in the crown. I assume we got out of ordeals. Turns into the adamant.
Sure. I got slightly distracted by the Death Touch carry that almost took out somebody. And then we got adamant from that, right?
It looks like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Gouda gonna go on ahead and turn in the ruby here, which of course is gonna turn into the Oxyale in a moment. Getting the adamant.
Do you see who's in chat right now? I'm interrupting you.
Yeah. I see Spell Zap.
Spell Zap. You know, the Cheesinator's in there. I mean, all these people are coming to hang out with us.
I know.
I'd like to believe it's because of us, but we all know it's because of the runners.
No, of course. It's because of Speed Gaming 3. It's because of these runners. This is a hype match. I cannot get over how hype this match is. We've got Duskplume.
Please tell us how hyped it is.
It is. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sure, anything you want.
Can I finish?
It's your life. I'm just living in it.
Just gonna talk over you the whole time. Can I finish? Can I finish? Okay, so Duskplume, we are 2-0. They are the runner-up to the most recent Duck Derby. Gouda was the winner of the first ever Duck Derby. They're both undefeated. We've got Pod J happening. Crazy stuff is happening. Duskplume finding all the duds for Gouda, but not duds for them because obviously gonna want the Saber Bonk, gonna want the Ruse Stick, gonna want the tail because we're not running a black belt party here. And so, yeah, this is this is kind of good here. Maybe can make up some time that Gouda could potentially try to make up with that 32 black belt. I think this is still going to be pretty close, even though Gouda's already ground.
I mean, did Gouda maybe show a little nerves there? The thief in front instead of the black belt.
Yeah, definitely have the black belt in front here. I think we talked about this the last time we cast together. Black belt you want to have up front here because you can morale break most enemies here in Earth Cave, and it's going to be better than having a higher agility person up front because you will have things running away from you, whereas you're going to have to potentially run away from things here. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, how good it goes. Maybe you'd save like 5-10 seconds, but 5 or 10 seconds can be the difference between victory and loss.
Well, I mean, and the big thing is, if there's like a lot of unrunnables in Earth Cave, it just helps if return order, if you have to clear them out. Because they're running away instead of casting those annoying AoE spells, you know, heal or slow or something like that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. If you run into a pack of like unrunnable Gerwolves or werewolves, and they have something like you said, Invis 2, heal 3, or something like that, they're not going to cast it over and over again. They'll run away from you because you're level 32, and they're going to morale break.
So Duskplume's in, and Gershark's unrunnable. I mean, I'm okay with that little bit of fight there because that's a pretty good experience.
Yeah, not too bad.
I will say, Duskplume's doing a great job. Been very efficient, very quick, and this is what you need to do with a fighter here. Is you have to be quick. You have to take the advantage of the fighter's armor and ability to kind of, you know, brute your way through these dungeons. Because, you know, we keep harping it over and over in a lot of different things. Is that One Punch Man's coming for you? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, so I'm kind of confused right now. What are we up to at this point? Because we just got a bottle out of here, right? Crown turned into the adamant. Adamant turned into the saber bonk. I'm assuming the vendor items in on rack, or yeah, the vendor items got to be in on rack because we don't have the chime, which means we can't go into sky. We've done Earth Cave, which is our incentive item, our incentive location. So yeah, Duskplume's gonna walk into on rack. Gonna check the vendor, and it's gonna be like the floater, just like, hey, I'm the floater. I've been here the whole time, and it's gonna probably freak him out a little bit. I would be freaked out if I'm 40 minutes in and the vendor item's been here the whole time. TNT.
And that's not bad either. That's okay.
Yeah, that's
we can do the Kraken side. We get it done. The only bad thing is you know, you kind of want to promote, because if it leads to the promotion, the floater into the tail, we'll have Excalibur taking on Kraken instead of taking on Kraken with whatever we have equipped right now.
Yeah. And blink and you miss it, and Gouda just one punching Lich. Lich had about somewhere lower than 528 HP. So that is a dead Lich. And Gouda lightened up his second orb at around the 42-minute mark, so got an orb lead already, but Duskplume has the key item lead. So we'll see how this goes as Duskplume hanging out here in Sea Shrine. Gonna probably beeline to Kraken, maybe pick up a few, you know, greed checks, maybe Sharknado, obviously the 2 chests there in that hallway. But I don't imagine they're going to grab very many other things considering what they got out of ordeals.
Yeah, the items, I mean, both of them pretty well set. I mean, I think Duskplume would like to have Masa or a Katana or a Vorpal, just something that can help against those high absorbed enemies later on in Topher, because the X-Skill does great, but with the -2, we just don't have any way to brute force our way through the chaos anymore, really.
Yeah. I mean, we do have the Saber and the Ruse, which, you know, if Chaos rolls all the lit 2s that exist in the pool, then it may be okay. Or if Chaos decides to be, like, super punchy, we may be fine. The X-Cal will do fine against the first 4 Fiends. It's just against Chaos that the X-Cal kind of starts to stink a little bit. But yeah, I would definitely want, like, maybe, you know, a secondary melee to throw on that thief. Like, you know, if we can find a katana or like a vorpal, like you said, I would feel way more comfortable at this point. Guda getting out of here, realizing that herb turned into the ruse stick. It's going to go on ahead and come down here. And yeah, kind of not very good here. And the Oasis probably going to do a lot of the same thing Duskplume has done. But you can already see now, so that grind, it took, you know, maybe 10 minutes to get kind of off the ground, and already kind of catching up to Duskplume as far as, like, you know, getting all the key items out of the way, is already an orb ahead. It can just show, like, how much time you can make up with a grind on a black belt. Duskplume checking these boxes here. Don't check the spike tail, please. Thank you. Okay, good. Nice. Love it. I'm going to go on ahead and go straight to Kraken. So here's the deal. The TNT could turn into the chime, and the chime could lead to the floater. And then we would have all 4 orbs lit, and then we would still have to do the bottle and slab translation to get the loot in the key before we can go into Topher. And man, these lobsters are hitting hard, even through all that extra agility on that teeth. That has a lot of damage coming out of those lobsters. Dang, I want to go on ahead and thank my co-coms here for letting us know in chat what the malices and bonuses were for our classes. Here we go, Duskplume. Gonna be our first runner to pull up Kraken.
I got to give it to Wildham. I asked if there's a way for us to, you know, be able to pull up these blessings really easily, and one of our awesome devs was able to make it happen, and now we can, as the trackers, able to pull it up real quick.
Right, here we go. Moving some stuff around. Ooh, I didn't even see the temper item that we picked up. What was that on that thief?
This is... See, this is what I had to deal with during co-op right there. You know, I say something, he doesn't even pay attention to me, and there's a fasted Kraken! Oh,
it's
dear
fine.
Lord.
It's fine. It's fine when you see fast on Kraken, because you know what? Maybe Kraken will just cast spells the whole time and not just randomly start attacking. Right?
But there is a Fog 2 being casted, though. I like it. I like the Fog 2 usage here.
Yeah, Fizzle would lose his mind if he saw Fog 2. And a fasted Kraken completely whiffing on that. Oh my god, and Bane lands? You gotta love it. It's like they knew what they were doing. Duskplume getting all those roost sticks out there, baning Kraken. That is incredible. Just go ahead and throw your GGs out. Let's go on ahead and give them the win. Guda, you're 1-1 now.
Sorry, Guda, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you've already lost. That was the win condition, is landing a second turn Bane.
Easy
on
game,
Kraken.
easy life.
Yeah. After dodging a fasted Kraken. Just what you gotta do. It's new win conditions. You had no idea were the thing. GG's. Rocket Runner helping us out here. Crit
Hooray!
Rocket, that is a name I have not seen. Oh my gosh, it's been at least 2 years since Crit Rocket was around.
And they're coming all out. There's the
There we
chime.
go. Yep, I called it. Chime into floater. But we need the floater because we still don't have the key or the loot.
Yeah, we have to do the floater. Or we have to do that. Yeah, so floater is required. And these lobsters are unrunnable. The same thing that Duskplume had to use to get through. Guda's also going through it.
Krellin 107 in chat. Fasted Kraken dodge needs to be a bingo board. I kind of agree. It's an impossible bingo board, but we'll throw it on there. So Duskplume, they are heading over to Sky because obviously we need to get the floater out of our incentive Sky. Guda trying to make his way through Sea Shrine to light up his second orb. Duskplume has 2 orbs lit, and there's a T-Rex, not off the hard reset, obviously, but it's a T-Rex nonetheless. Go on ahead and bow down to your blue stake overlord. This is an enemy I had no idea even existed in the game until I started playing the randomizer.
And even then, it wasn't really there because it was bugged. And for the longest time, the T-Rex never really showed until we fixed the encounter 7.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of ranks up there with the Iron Golem because it's that encounter 8. You never ever really saw it.
Right.
No, I know what you were saying. Warmech is the encounter 7. Anyway.
So same thing. 7, 8. What's the difference?
So here we go. We got Math punching Kraken. Big ol' hit. Kraken's down. We got 3 orbs lit here as soon as he steps over the thing. Duskplume, unfortunately, still opening boxes. Conceding a little bit more time. At this point, I feel like with Dragon Armor, Aegis Shield, Pro Rings, I mean, I know we need a ribbon. A ribbon would be really nice at this point. But you got a poor man's ribbon. You need to get that floater. You need to get in the air. You need a class change. You need to get that Aegis Shield and Dragon Armor on your fighter, and you need to go. What are our levels here for Duskplume?
Well, I don't think Duskplume took many fights, though, right? So I think it was off the one encounter.
That thief has like 500 HP. Can't be that low.
The plus 40 vitality on the thief. So that's a very tanky thief or ninja, because when it gets promoted, that thing's gonna become tankier, and it's gonna have HP, and it's evasive.
No, and yeah, okay. So Deadpool's helping us out here. We're 21-ish on Duskplume here. I'm thinking Duskplume's looking for a ribbon or a katana. I'm thinking mostly the katana, because having a second melee option, especially with that, oh my gosh, that thief has so much HP all of a sudden. Yeah, kill that eye. If you see an eye, you just kill it. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, just, it deserves to die.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of...
Oh, you gotta fight it.
Because we really need to hit the gas here. And, I mean, I guess that's one of the downsides of the fighter is we need equipment kind of a thing. And he gets kind of caught into this weird thing of, I need the equipment to do it for safety reasons, right?
Yep. All right, so we got our... Oh, sorry, go on ahead.
No, I mean, I'm wondering if Duskplume has kind of got caught into that thing where they're so worried about the ribbon or being prepared that they don't want to risk it.
No, but I will say Duskplume is making some very well-placed checks. Like checking Mirage 1 but skipping Mirage 2. Checking that top room, but... checking the top room in these greed chests here, but not checking the far right room. Not even bothering with the spider room. So I like the checks that they're making for things, but at this point, like, we're 52 minutes in. Maybe it doesn't feel too far behind because, once we get in the air and we do class change, we just got to kill carry and go into Topher and we're good to go. I do want to go on ahead and answer a question in chat, which it looks like has already been answered here. But Anot Sola? That sounds right. All right, cool. Wondering what's going on with Duskplume's characters. That is the Valkyrie of... Oh my god, I'm struggling. Help me out, Dingwo.
The Valkyries of Light.
Valkyries of Light, yes. Valkyries of Light, sprite edit. And if you join our Discord, Valkyries of Light, if you join our Discord, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, click on the link on that website that takes you to our Discord, our community Discord, the community Discord, under, where the heck are our sprite things? I don't know. We have like 8 million channels. Just go there, ask somebody. They'll take you to the place they need to go. And there we go. It's happening. Speed Gaming's raiding us with more people. Everyone's forgetting stuff. It's fine. Just show up, ask questions. As long as you have a US version of the ROM, which I can't give you, no one can tell you where to find it. You have to find it on your own. You can get this sprite edit on your own. And Guda going through ordeals here, getting all the tasty, delicious items that Duskplume already got. Devious RNG helping me out with everything. Bane's coming out here. Duskplume trying to get caught up on the orb count as Guda is going to pick up the crown. We know the crown turns into the adamant, which turns into the saber bonk, which concedes more time over to Duskplume. Tiamat missing that thief. Needs to stop rusing. Throw the temper onto the fighter, please. Harm coming out. 32 damage. More Banes coming out. Ineffective. Tiamat only attacking. Let's go on ahead and get some damage done here. Yes, finally we got tempers coming out. Harm 4, more nukes coming out. Harm 4 doing 159. A big old hit. 3 hits, 3 damage. Never mind. Maybe we should have just kept going with Bane strats. Nuke for 100.
And we're already going back to Bane strats.
Temper landing on the thief that time. Harm 4 doing 150. Bane coming back out. Ineffective. Nuke 168. That is a dead Tiamat. That is going to be 3 orbs here for Duskplume. Catching up to Guda now. We have a foot race.
Oh, this is absolutely a foot race. And I'm interrupting you, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine. It's fine. I talk too much. Go.
No, it is absolutely a foot race here, and there's the power bonk that's being picked up with the saber bonk for Guda. 1 dungeon left for both of them. The Duskplume's going to be in the air. Has to do a little HR paperwork, as our good friend Caleb would say, and will be promoted, and they will have a lot of good stuff, armor-wise, and the X-Cal. Obviously, we're probably not as well as you could to take on Chaos compared to Guda, if you kind of think about it. But armor-wise and security-wise, I think the Duskplume might actually be in a better position if the enemies are very punchy.
Yeah, I cannot stress that enough. Guda would be in a much better position if he had hung out and ground eyes for literally another 2 minutes. Like, 2 more minutes would have been the difference at this point, but we'll see what Topher has to offer. As Duskplume is in the air at exactly 57 minutes, gonna go on ahead and turn in their bottle. More than likely going to lead to either the key or the loot, and then the slab that they already translated is going to lead to the other. Then after that, they will go on ahead and head into Volcano, murder Carrie, and then head into Temple of Fiends. I imagine we will be in tow for just over an hour.
Why does it gotta be murder? Why it gotta be murder?
I mean,
why can't it be like Pokemon where it feigns them?
Well, I said they were picking up a loot, but it looks like we're picking up symbols instead. So,
I mean, that's
what
cool.
do I even know?
I mean, it makes loud noises, and the loot lock, he gets a little annoyed, and he gets up and moves away.
So here we go. Duskplume utilizing the encounter table, saving, resetting out of the encounter to keep the game moving quicker. You know how they learned that? I want to know how Duskplume learned how to do that. Do you want to know?
Please. Yeah, of course.
But, like,
I do.
can I please
Look,
go into it?
I'm trying to learn. I would love to know. Greg, like, please tell us. How did they learn this?
How did Duskplume learn everything that they know in the game and is way ahead right now of a seasoned vet that is Guda? Already 2-0, only been in the community for a little less than a year, runner-up in the most recent Duckling Derby. You know how they know these things? Because they were in the Duckling boot camp that Rich Bork just pointed out. Join our community. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, click on the link, takes you to the Discord. If you like what you see, hang out with us. We got the Duckling program. We're starting up our next Duckling boot camp. Yes, I am about to announce it right now on Speed Gaming 3. That's how you do it. You announce it on a Speed Gaming channel. It's going to start May 23rd, which is like a month away.
Wait a
So
minute,
if you're
May
a new
23rd?
Yes. Yeah,
That
Duckling
is
boot camp. It's
1,
a
2,
month
3,
away.
4, 5. Wow, look at that. That's like a whole next month, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so if you are watching something and you are enjoying what we're doing, please, please join us here at the old, or May 16th, sorry. Dead Pulse is the actual Duck Derby boss. He knows more than I do. But yes, join us there. If you're a new player, we will get you up to speed on how to play the game. You can be as awesome as Duskplume is playing right now in only a matter of 11 weeks. We got 6 weeks of Duckling boot camp, and then of course the Duckling Derby, which lasts about 5 weeks. And yeah, you could be on the stage here at Spring Tournament 2023, probably defeating Guda again, because that's just what he does. He loses to people, even though he's undefeated right now. I told Guda I was going to mess with him this whole race, so it's fine.
So we do have. Wow, that is. We have no ribbons. Guda's made his way through the Bridge of Destiny. I like how the Duckling boss himself did not actually announce the announcement of the boot camp, but you did. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would do again.
Would do again. Perfect. And Duskplume's gonna go to Volcano, going to take on Kelly and, make her faint.
Not young me. Oh, sorry. Go on ahead. Yeah, killing.
Killing?
Tiamat.
Why is we gonna be killing? We're making them faint, okay? Such violence in you,
We're
sir.
turning them into fairy dust.
That's right.
Not young me in chat wondering if you participate in the spring tournament, can you participate in the Duckling Derby? It depends on how well you do. If you somehow pull a Ganon's Gone Wild and you've never participated in Duck Derby, you show up out of nowhere, no one's ever heard of you, and then you're like go all the way to like the top 8 in brackets, yeah, maybe you should like not participate in the Duck Derby. Like that, you did pretty good. You're probably gonna wipe all the ducks out. The ducks are like the Duck Derby's really more of a learning experience than it is for newer players that pick up the game rather quickly, if that makes any sense. Like it's there to help new players get a grasp of the game and get good at the game. But it just depends on how you do, not young me. If, like I said, if you make top 8, top 4, the finals, then that's fine. If you're within 12 minutes of CC, you can still play in the Duck Derby. It's totally fine. I've been within 12 minutes of CC, and I've been here forever. So,
weren't you last year's champion?
CC and Spells App didn't play. It doesn't count. So, it's fine. So, Duskplume.
Wow. We'd have confidence in your win there.
Yeah. No one else had confidence in my win. So let's go. Duskplume is going on ahead and doing the thing. Taking on Kelly. You got a Kelly here. Harm 4 coming out. 147. Big old sword swing. Another sword swing. Nuke coming out. That's a dead Kelly. And blink and you miss it. Duskplume is ready for Topher. Guda picking up the loot. Going to get the key This is really close. I said 102. We're looking closer to 104 going into Topher for Duskplume, but Guda's going to be literally behind them. And when I say literally, I mean literally behind them.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a very close match here. This is because both of our runners have really been doing the same encounter table the entire way, and it's been interesting to to watch it. But the pure fact that the Duskplume's got all this armor, if any of these fiends are a little bit more punchy, I think the Duskplume's got the advantage there.
All right, so Duskplume, first person in Topher, just under 1 hour 4 minutes. It was about 1 hour 3 minutes 50 seconds. Guda gets the key in go mode now, not too far behind Duskplume. And I hate this particular foot race for Duskplume only because Guda does have that charged up black belt. Oh my god. Is this game even randomized? We got a vanilla phantom. We got a validation check. Again, Guda is just getting DQ'd. Not only did Duskplume land a first turn Bane on a fasted Kraken that missed the Thief, because that's an automatic win, but Duskplume validated their run by checking those two chests. So I think we're good here. Who's our SG person? They can go on ahead and just take us off. I'm going to go on ahead and update the sheet. I'm a tournament organizer, aren't I?
Wait, why are we taking us off now?
Because Duskplume validated the run by checking the two chests.
Look, you only validate if you check the two carry chests, okay? That are closest. That is how you validate.
Okay. My bad. I don't understand what validation means anymore. But man, Guda already catching up through the Phantom. Only a floor behind Duskplume. Duskplume's got to get away from these white Ds.
Yeah, they're running in the exact same pack, exact same counter table.
I'm gonna let you answer Talfon's question there.
Oh, what's the question there? Oh, that's just a waste of time at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no... I mean, who would check that, honestly? I mean, if you're going to go that far, you might as well go check the Masa, the original Masa test.
I'm pretty sure one co-op tournament, I told you to full clear Topher because I was so far behind you that you may as well have checked it.
Oh,
because
that
we
was
weren't going to win anyway.
So
Duskplume taking down Speed Bump 2, but Guda already on Speed Bump 2. Holy moly, this has gotten really close really quick. Temper coming out, landing on Gurg. Guda going first. Not doing much damage, but Gurg punching really hard and really dead. Lich. Duskplume gets away from that right before carry. Guda and Duskplume are on the same encounter table. This is insane, and they are on the same floor. What did I say? I said they were going to be close, and the only reason why they're this close is because Guda went to 32 instead of 42. That's all I'm leaving it at that.
Well, I don't know. It's tough to call, though. That's a tough call, but Carrie not being nice there, trying to take out the white mage on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Duskplume taking down Carrie. A Carrie taking down Woo over on Guda's side. Oh my gosh, this black belt is not really doing a lot of damage. Guda 70 damage, takes down Carrie. Gonna have to bring the black mage back up. And here we go. The foot race is still continuing. But again, it's not the 42 train. The 42 train would be training it way harder than this, I feel like. I feel like at this point, 32 with the Excal and Duskplume at the levels that they're at, it's pretty close.
Oh yeah, for sure. The carry fight would have ended in one turn, for sure.
Yeah.
So this is the ultimate test here of Excal versus 32 black belt of sorts, because where's Kraken going to swing? Is Kraken going to go after that white mage? Is Kraken not going to go after the white mage?
Well, we're going to see, because we have two double Kraken battles here going on. Kraken did not do much damage against
Look
that
at Gerg.
white mage.
Look at Gerg on the right. 8 health.
8?
Kraken walloped that black belt on the right-hand side.
Oh my
Cure
gosh, if
4,
that black belt goes down, it is over. Poison comes out. Oh, the Cure 4 comes out beforehand. 7 hits for not a lot of damage. Kraken murders Woo. Sorry, Woo, you're down.
As usual.
Oh, Crack coming out, taking out
White
everyone
mage
except the white mage. This is not good. Gouda gets through,
Wow.
doesn't see the crack. We got to get some Harm 4s.
Kill it.
Harm 4 doesn't do anything.
Oh!
Big ol' hit. Cure 4 saves Swirl, doing huge damage. Nuclear takes Duskplume down. No.
The 32 black belt did enough. The turn order saved Gouda's behind. Got the Cure 4 off. The black belt was able to do its damage there. Duskplume, unfortunately, Crack comes out, takes out everybody. And Gouda's now in the driver's seat here. There was no ribbons found.
Yeah. Not a single ribbon was found, which again, you know, benefits that black belt. We had the 2 early loose, a huge hit. Was that from Tiamat?
Oh,
that
yeah.
400 and something?
That was the fun.
Wow. These fiends, they are no joke here, but turn order really working out in Gouda's favor there. Not a big hit, though. 3 hits for 313. Stop coming out, landing on
boy.
everybody, but luckily we have a Cure 4. Should go off on the black belt.
I think Tia's going down. Yeah.
Yeah. Tia's done here, but man, these bosses are scary. Now, we could either see a scary chaos or we could see a not so scary chaos. We'll see here, but Duskplume really needs Gouda to wipe here on chaos to even get back into the driver's seat. And I'm not trying to throw Gouda under the bus here. I hope for the best for him. And we're going to go ahead and throw the GGs out to Gouda if it ends up working out okay. Moving some stuff around, putting the temper on the thief. I like that because the thief should just be casting temper on the black belt. Getting that black belt in the back row with the ruse stick. And here we go. Trying to think about what he wants to do with the white mage. Saber, not even bothering with the ruse stick. I like it. So temper's coming out left and right. Temper sword, temper, ink. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a free turn. More temper. Harm 4. Attack. Let's see what kind of damage we're going to do. Big ol' hit. Oh. Okay, I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it was way too late. Chaos decided with that ink, it was just way too late for Chaos to do anything at this point.
Yeah. Chaos really needs to come out with a nuke in order for anything to happen, or like a crack or something like that. But Gerg is coming out. That's going to do it. 7 hits for 2,000 damage. Big old GG's out to Gouda. Gouda going 2-0 here. Duskplume 2-1, unfortunately. But yeah, that's great. Gouda's undefeated so far. Only has to take on Angel FM to try to keep that undefeated streak going. GG's to Gouda. That was a really good race. Like, that was... Man, both of these runners played really well. And that was quite the nail biter going into it. And it looks like we have Gouda in chat. Gouda, how you doing today?
I'm tired, Greg. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing awesome.
I've been taking black belt in these flags, and first race I beat Jay Shadell with a sub 32 black belt. Tonight I'm like, oh man, we got eyes, juicy eyes right away. Problem is, I had no items. I had nothing to like make that go faster, and I 3 eyes for a level, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna sit here for another 5 minutes to just get to 42. Nah, I'll see if I can find a few levels on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. So, and I'm like, oh, I'll find fast. I've only seen 2 levels or 3 levels worth of spells. I'll find fast. Never found fast. So
Yeah, but you had double tempers with the black belt and the temper item, and then of course you had the saber item which you picked up.
Yeah.
Now, I guess you've already kind of answered the question because you've already done a sub 32 black belt in these flags, but why didn't you just grind a little bit longer and solidify that sweet 42?
At that point, we'd already found the 2 loose items, so I had to assume the Duskplume was running the same party as me, and if not, that a fighter party was going to end up in tow for about 5 to 10 minutes before I did, because I was already sitting there grinding, and we'd already found the loose item, so it was essentially just greed chests. And, I mean, if they were running a fighter, which I see they are, you do have to kind of find a sword, but you have armory, you have sky. I mean, there's so many free chests that you can check that is way, way, way quicker to check than, you know, grinding a black belt with no items and no XP bonus up to 42. And it literally was just because I didn't have the XP bonus at that point, and I found the eyes so early.
Yeah. You're the first person I've seen do a pop grind. What was your thought behind that?
I had level 1 nuke. I had a black belt. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go check it. If I find like frost wolves or giants or whatever right away, at least I have some money to run through if the item is in the Crescent Lake shop. And it ended up being just a money grab because I wasn't gonna check many chests. And I'm like, well, I've got like $2,000 in money, so I'm like, if I have to find an item or buy an item, like I'd rather have the money. And I totally forgot that Tyros and Morvins didn't give anything for money. I looked, I'm like, how do I only have 11k? What the crap is this?
It was
yeah.
I was gonna say it actually ended up working out okay because you had pretty good levels, you know, picking up the crystal and then going into Marsh Cave.
Yeah, and that's what ended up. I also wanted a couple extra levels of nuke, just in case I did want to go like directly into Volcano and kill Carrie or go up into Ice right away. I'm really glad I didn't go kill Carrie right away though, because Carrie sucked.
Yeah, and
Like,
this is something
Death Touch
none
Carrie.
of us. Yeah, I was gonna say not only the Death Touch Carrie, but this is something I don't remember seeing from Carrie. Duskplume coming in here on their 3rd dive, getting nuke right off the bat here from Carrie. This is scary, considering, well, you know, we're not doing much damage. Luckily, gets through this battle. Okay, gonna make it through here, but man, that is these fiends. Let me talk about these fiends for a second. So, you know, you guys, like, I'm sure you watched it because we're on a 10-minute delay. So you probably watched your entire Topher run and what we were talking about going into it. So you saw that you went into Topher about a minute and a half behind Duskplume, caught up pretty quickly, and then that Kraken 2. Kraken.
Yeah, Tia scared me with Stop. I was like, oh no. Like,
Yeah,
at least I got Cure 4, but if Stop would have landed on everybody, like, I literally could have sat there for 2 minutes, not being able to do anything, just waiting for the right coin flip to get somebody to stand up.
Yeah, the crazy part is that the Stop landed on your black belt, but didn't land on your white mage, who has significantly less MDef.
Right. Right.
So, here we go.
Rando gonna rando. I saw it in chat. Rando gonna rando, and I'm gonna watch this whole run back, maybe even tonight, because I mean, it sounds like it was just a hell of a race the whole way through.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were basically. It was a pretty linear seed for the most part. You guys did all the same checks pretty much in the same order outside of you doing the eye thing. I think he went to Ice Cave, they went to Ice Cave first and you went to Marsh Cave and did the eye grind. But of course they were out of the Inner Sea before you, did all the kind of Ruby and did their earth checks and then went down to Ordeals, did the waterfall and all that jazz. And yeah, it was just...
Yeah, I figured since I sat there and did a grind for so long that I was going to be in like hard catch-up mode, but with a 32 black belt, you should be able to just walk through everything, and with the thief being able to run from everything. The thing that sucked was there were so many freaking unrunnables throughout this whole seed. Like, everywhere you went, there was an unrunnable, and this encounter table can literally suck my you-know-what. Like, it was awful. This is the worst encounter table I've ever had in these flags. Just purely, it was all front loaded. So like you couldn't even just sit there and like walk around and try and burn everything off. You'd literally be burning all 7 encounters to get to where the run was, and then it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I want to point out something here that Deadpulse has pointed out here in chat. Duskplume's menuing is like better than my menuing. And, like, it's so smooth and fluid. They have an idea, like, yeah, there's a little bit of hesitation here and there. It's not as good as, like, you know, a spell zap or crab cakes, which I don't even understand how they menu the way they do, because
Keyboard.
that has nothing to do with it. You still have to know where every single spell is.
Yeah,
In your
true.
brain, you still have to know where everything is, and they do. And Duskplume is really good for a newer player. And remember, this is our runner to the Duckling Derby, not our winner of Duckling Derby. That was Budge Minot. This is our runner-up here, Duskplume. Taking on Tia 2 here. Let's see how this goes. Nuke coming out. Was Nuke on Tiamat? I don't remember that. Did you see Nuke?
I did not see Nuke. I saw a stop, and that's about where after I got Tia down. I'm on quite the delay from you guys though. I'm watching here on SG live, and yeah.
All right,
Tia's being rude. Tia's being real rude. The temper sword really did work though. Unfortunately, like no Masa, I didn't check many chests, but the fighter could equip a katana, and right now a katana be doing a lot of help for Duskplume.
Yeah, and none of us saw any of that stuff. That's the only issue here, and we talked about it very early on when the slab and the cube were found pretty much in the first, like, 6 chests of the game. Is that I knew Duskplume would have a hard time finding equipment. But once we got into ordeals, you know, we had an Xcal 2, which I don't know if you saw or not, Xcal -2. It was an ice cave on one of the chests next to the floater chest.
Oh, that was really nice, easy check then.
Yeah.
I did the short walk.
And then of course all that good gear that was in ordeals. So they had armor, and then oh no, Zap coming out right away. I didn't even see Zap out of him. On your side.
Was it first turn?
Yeah,
well, I mean,
first turn spell.
I mean, Chaos only survived what, 2-3 rounds? Oh man.
3 rounds, but Chaos must have been doing skills, because I think he opened up with ink on you.
He opened up with
and we
ink,
get
and then
Zap. There's the ink.
Punch. Yeah, he did ink punch, and then he was dead.
Yeah, Zap would have been brutal to you if it had landed on that black belt.
Oh yeah, Zap is brutal to everybody. Zap is so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, Zap is no bueno, and 2 hits, 256 on that black mage, black mage in the back row, throwing out a cure 4, getting that black mage back up to speed. Here comes Nuclear. I think you saw Nuclear. I remember seeing Nuclear.
You're right. I did see Nuclear. At that point, I wasn't paying attention. I was hoping to click the dot done, mostly because my black belt hit for 1500 on the first hit. I'm like,
oh no, well, Bane coming out!
Jeez.
Bane takes down the...
And no wall either. I never saw a wall, and it was... I was really kind of hoping that I didn't see any of this. I got real lucky that I didn't, because...
No! Stun! It lands because he's less... They're less than 300 HP, yes.
Oh no.
Oh no, and now just has to sit there and watch Lit 2s and or Nuclear. Chaos lands a big old hit, and that spells the end for Duskplume. Duskplume goes on ahead and throws the forfeit out there. They'll be joining us here in chat in a moment if they want to. Speed Gaming 2 raiding us just in time to watch the end of this race. GG's, get your GG's out here to everybody involved. Duskplume and Guda.
That was not a fun Topher for Duskplume. And this is, if you're new to this game, if you had just started playing, or I mean even if you have been playing for a while, this is what you see the difference between a black belt and an XCal. That's why Wilkliosis and Falconic, some of the old guard, were really, really big on the Vorpal in Topher, because once you hit Kraken 2, Tia 2, and Chaos, you really, really, really just want to worry about getting crits out and maximize the amount of damage that you can do. And if you've got Tempers and Fast, and you can get some extra hits in and like get a Vorpal up to speed, it's great. But XCal is great up until about Kraken 2, and then that's when XCal really shows that, well, you need to have those, like, I guess even if you throw an Expert out.
No.
But it works off of the weaknesses of your opponent.
Yeah. So I want to go on ahead and welcome Duskplume to chat. GG's Duskplume.
GG Duskplume.
GG.
Man, that Topher was not
rude Topher.
friendly to you in turn orders and such. Guda didn't see what Kraken had in the first turn. Guda also didn't see that first turn zap that came out. It was just, it was just a lot of kind of unfortunate events going into that Topher. And those are kind of the risks that happen when you run the fighter comp at low level and when you find both loose so early. So, speaking of Duskplume, what was your first thought when you found literally the first, the first two loose right away?
Should have rolled a black belt.
Well, Dang, who's going to go on ahead and step out, is going to, unless you want to say bye real quick, Dang.
I just want to say thank you, everybody. The GG's to both of you. Everybody have a good night.
All right.
Thanks, Dang. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, Dang works super duper early mornings, and I forced him to do this race with me, so he's going to go ahead and take off. But Dang mentioned it right away. We were about 3 minutes in, and he actually jokingly said, if I was Duskplume, like as a joke, if I was Duskplume, I would just go back and re-roll black belt and 3 black mages. and go back in with all that nuke power and try to get a grind going. And I was like, I don't know, we're kind of like 3 minutes behind. And then, of course, Guda finds an eye in Marsh Cave right away. How did that eye make you feel?
It made me feel like I could definitely be behind it, especially going to Desert and seeing the T-Rex off of the hard reset as well. Made me think that, okay, if you took a black belt, I need to go. I need to just go as fast as possible. I'm going to check a few more checks to see if I can find a ribbon or a better weapon than an XCal mine, to see if I can find a Massif or I can find a katana for the ninja. Great, but I need to go because there's no way that I'm going to be able to finish this ahead if I take any longer.
No.
And here I was going, I spent so much time on these eyes with no XP bonus. I'm like, Duskplume's got to be so far ahead of me right now. They just are. I just knew that you were way ahead. So I didn't even find the T-Rexes off the hard reset because I'm like, I got 32 and this is where I'm gonna have to hang my hat.
Worked out for you.
Yeah. Barely.
Yeah, I mean,
it was 100%. It was luck. It was Topher luck, and it sucks when Topher is what ruins a great race because we could have been on Chaos at the exact same time, and if these fiends weren't, insta killing anybody in our party, like that would have been the epic finish that this race deserved.
Yeah, I have to say, yeah, it may be easy to go back and go, oh, I should have done what X, Y, and Z or whatever. But watching back, I mean, it was really close, and you were playing like crazy. The menuing was great. All the routing was perfect. You were basically ahead of Guda the entire run, and it was just kind of like, Guda getting just that 32 black belt kind of catching up there at the end, and then again that just kind of series of unfortunate events. But you played that party well. You checked the chest that I think you should have been checking, trying to find better gear. And really, I mean, you had great gear. You just needed a ribbon. If you had a ribbon, if life was learnable for your fighter, if it wasn't in that weird second slot, you know, it would have been a completely different run, I think. But that was really, really well played from both of you guys, and especially from you, Duskplume, going 2-1 now. So more than likely going to make brackets, but who knows how many 2-1s we'll get. We may have a playing race. I don't know. Guda, you're now 2-0 going into your race against Angel FM.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I literally know nothing about Angel FM. I've been playing a lot of other games. I come back every year for spring tournament. I haven't done my research. Work has been nuts. As you know, Greg, I just got back from Vegas, so I've been dragging ass all day. But yeah, it's just been, I haven't taken the time to do the research I need to do, and I've really been relying on Dead Pulse to kind of give me information, and he's been pretty stingy with it.
Yeah, that guy is totally...
hanging out with these new ducks and being like, yeah, they're fast as hell. You better hold on to your hat because it's taking off. All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, like I said before, Duskplume, like I could not, and neither could Dead Pulse, get over. You were the runner-up. You weren't even the winner of the most recent Duck Derby. You were the runner-up of the Duck Derby, and your menuing and routing was like pretty on point. I was pretty impressed. Do you have any other comments or anything to talk about with your run? Anything in particular you want to talk about as far as like how you were feeling throughout the race?
I mean, I just, I can't be too disappointed. It's, RNG and RNG. There's just nothing you can do about it. Sometimes if you go into Topher without ribbon, without wall, you're leaving your fate up to whatever the number generator is going to do for you. And sometimes it just turns up snake eyes. So, yeah, I'm not too upset. 2-1 is really nice. Just need few people to finish 2-1. So people who are still out there and can finish 2-1 don't. That's what I'm asking. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah. Again,
tell you what, I don't want to face Duskplume once brackets come around because you're gonna be a force to reckon with. Putting spring tournament peeps on notice.
Well, I want to go ahead and go into final thoughts. I also, before we go on ahead and go to final thoughts, I want to thank, of course, Dangwoo for hanging out with me, doing the comms, also keeping up with tracking. I have to remember to go to the tracking notes and actually, press the button, I guess, to like end the stream or whatever. I want to thank Speed Gaming for obviously hosting our race. That's pretty awesome. And of course, everybody in chat, Young Me, Darren Dries, Cheeseinator, Zelda Vanilla, Vanilla, and everybody else for hanging out and interacting with comms during the run. Please join our Discord. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, click on the link that takes you to the community Discord, hang out, talk to us, ask questions, all that fun stuff. And then, of course, it looks like we have an SNES Superstars Marathon happening May 27th through June 5th. So stick around for that stuff. We're going to go on ahead and go into final thoughts before I get us out of here. Guda, again, 2-0, looking pretty good going into Angel FM. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I need some sleep, man. I mean, I gotta, before I go to sleep, I gotta watch this race. I gotta see how it went. I gotta see if chat noticed me, not talk to Bicky and hear Dangwoo's response. And then I see people happy with the pop grind. Like you gotta do it sometimes. I mean, man, it's right there. You got Nuke, get a couple levels, and early levels can do wonders in this game. It's insane.
All right, Duskplume, 2-1, pretty much guaranteed to go into brackets, but you never know. I know you kind of already said some stuff, but any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
I mean, thanks to you, thanks to Dangwu, thanks to Math Girl for making sure that we could get this going, give everybody a nice show. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting us. It's always nice to be able to do this in front of a crowd, in front of, friends and strangers alike, be able to show them a good time. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and sit back for the next week or so and watch other people race and see where I end up.
All right, with all that said, we're going to go on ahead and get out of here. Again, thank you, Speed Gaming, for having us. Please join the Discord, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Click on the link to Community Discord. It'll take you to where you need to go. Ask the questions to whoever you need to ask questions to, and we will get you up to speed. Duckling Boot Camp will be starting up May 16th, so in about 4 weeks. We have plenty of races coming up here on our Speed Gaming channel, so go on ahead and go to speedgaming.org and you can find out the schedule for more Final Fantasy Randomizer races and or whatever they decide to host that isn't Final Fantasy Randomizer related. If you are interested in knowing when we are racing, again, join the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. Outside of that, I am Gregory Puff. Your racers tonight were Duskplume and Guda. Dangwu was my co-coms. And the tracker. So have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys next time. Good night.